Hello and welcome back. In today's video I'm going to share with you a step-by-step beginner's guide to creating a realistic oil painting broken down into simple and straightforward steps. And if you follow these directions you will be painting like a pro in no time. I will only be using 4 colours today, mineral spirits and a 1 paintbrush, or maybe 2. The easel I'm using is just a second-hand photo frame and I purchased it from the OPP shop. You can use any painting surface you want. I'm using a canvas board. Let's get started, shall we? We're gonna have so much fun.
Quality reference photo.
You can take a photo of your own eye or someone else's eye, or just find a reference photo online. My go-to for reference photos is Pinterest, and what I'm looking for is a clear photo and a definite light and shadow pattern.
Simplify the colors.
A photo has many hues and tones, and if I were to start painting using an unedited photo, I would run into many problems. This is the website I use to minimize the colors. So by minimizing the photo to about 6 colors, this allows me to clearly see the exact hues and tones, making the color mixing process very simple.
Adjust and color picking.
Using Pixelmator, I slightly adjust the colors first. Then using the color picking tool, I pick out the 6 colors from dark to light and make a color scale on the side. Now we know exactly what colors go where, and I also like to add white to the end of this just to make sure I don't go too light when I'm painting.
Transfer image to painting surface.
There are many ways to transfer a photo onto a painting surface. You can use the grid method. You can print it out and use transfer paper underneath while outlining the photo. I find this way the quickest, as I get the proportions correct right away and not have to adjust as much later on in the painting. You could draw it by eye, which is probably the best way to go, as it will improve your drawing skills. And I must admit I really should do this more often because my drawing skills aren't as advanced as I'd like them to be. But this doesn't have to be much detail because you are going to paint over it.
The palette and mixing the colors.
When you go into the art shop looking for oil paints, there are so many colours to choose from. As a beginner, I would highly recommend using only the 3 primary colours, yellow, red and blue, plus white. These colours will be sufficient in mixing the 6 hues found in the reference photo. First we are going to mix the darkest colour, that is colour number 6. For the darkest colour, I use blue and red. At this stage it doesn't have to be the exact colour, but just close to it. For this colour study, I'm mixing all of the 6 colours first, but normally I would mix the colours as I go. For colour number 5, I used the paint that I already had on the brush and I added some red, a bit of yellow and white to lighten. For colour number 4, once again, I used the remaining paint on the brush, adding red and yellow and lightening it with white. Now we're moving away from the shadows and into the middle tones, or possibly the edge of shadow tones, where the shadow and the light meet. For colour 3, I'm adding more red and more yellow and white to lighten, and also some blue to desaturate, or it will become too orange. Colour number 2, the second lightest colour, getting into the highlights now, adding more yellow and a lot more white. This is the highlight colour. I found the easiest way to do this is use the colours on the brush and adding white. I pour some odourless mineral spirits into a little cup so I can dip my brush into it, loosening up the paint. As you can see, I'm going in with the darkest colour. Now I'm filling in the second darkest colour, number 5. Quite straightforward, isn't it? So this is colour number 4, and you can see that I am carving out the shapes. How easy painting can be when you know how to do it. I mean, if I can do it, anyone can. Now I'm filling in colour number 3, and it's starting to take shape. So you want to loosely apply the paint and don't blend it too much. Now I'm filling in colour number 2. Isn't this a great exercise and so simple to do? I'm adding painting medium just to increase the flow slightly. Now it's time for the final highlight, colour number 1. At this stage, I'm fixing areas I may have missed and roughly mixing the necessary colours. But for this study, I'm going to stop here, as this is just a simple step-by-step beginner's guide to demonstrate how simple it can be to create a realistic oil painting.
Like,
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
subscribe.